Last week we did a video exploring the Steam Link and how it's actually a pretty awesome setup for getting your PC onto the TV. Today, we're going to be building essentially the cheapest, yet most capable PC gaming setup for the living room. And to do that, well, I have everything right in front of me. We have a Raspberry Pi Model B. This is a Raspberry Pi 3, unlike the Pi 2, which I had laying around. We do need a 3 and above to actually do this properly. Now, in our initial testing, we did note that we needed better cooling, so we actually picked up a cooling case as well to work with. This actually has a small fan and should be pretty awesome. Hopefully, we can make sure it's silent. There is even thermal pads and heat sinks to go onto this board, so I'm pretty excited to see how that works out. We also have a Logitech wireless keyboard. This is their G613 wireless mechanical keyboard. Now this is a little overkill, but we want the full PC gaming experience. This was going to drag our cost up then pretty much to double what it originally would have been if we were to use a very cheap add-in keyboard that just kind of existed. But this will definitely get our PC gaming set up. We also have a Razer Aetherius wireless gaming mouse to be partnered with our mechanical keyboard. Essentially, we went wireless so that we wouldn't have to worry about lugging wires across the living room. And hopefully, we can keep that input lag to a minimum. So, without further ado, let's actually start this PC build. So, we got our Pi, our Raspberry Pi. Now, included in this case was a mini screwdriver, which, oh boy. Let's start by installing the memory card to it, because I don't think we're going to be able to access that later. Definitely could say that that was definitely the most unorthodox. So, cool. That was the assembly of this little box. So now that we've got our little gaming box of terror, let's go ahead and plug it in. All right, so now that we've got everything set up, let's just plug it in. It's over here. So, convenient thing about a Raspberry Pi, runs entirely off of micro B. Our fan is in fact not spinning. That's not good. I might not have it on the right rails. Well, I can't seem to quite understand what this fan wants to do, but we did post, it looks like. Yep, we posted. All right. It should be able to passively cool itself. So, turn this on to 2.0 gigahertz, and now boom, we got keyboard, we got mouse. So we can actually kind of just move around the desktop. We can go on the internet. See, this is already working pretty well. These things aren't fast. I'm gonna warn you now. Go to YouTube.com. So we can actually see, it does look like we're running a bit smoother than before. So let's go ahead and close this out. More importantly, execute. Oh. There we go. There we go. It was instantaneous. All right. Let's see here. All right, we need to go this way to shoot out some Nazis. 1 second. I thought this mouse would be a problem. There we go, much better. All right, cool. Holy shit. This mission is actually pretty hard. Okay. But I think you guys get the point. Wolfenstein is running on this little guy, which not feeling too bad in there. Once it actually got going, you gotta wait for the Raspberry and OS to like really get going, I think. So let's actually go ahead and desktop, escape, enter. All right, so that was Wolfenstein. All right, let's see. So we know it works. That's sort of the important part. And there's pretty little latency. I mean, the refresh rate on this monitor is actually kind of crap. So let's actually move over to the TV and yeah, let's do this. So conclusion time. Did we succeed in building a small, cheap gaming computer? I would say so, because realistically the only function of that thing is the game. This currently is the cheapest way to play your video games on your TV. Now some TVs do have the Steam Link app built in, but they often lack gigabit Ethernet connectivity, which is pretty much crucial to doing this. Now, as stated, there is a way to make the app auto-launch, but it involves tweaking some source code, and I am not exactly going to do that for this system. All in all, this thing it was actually a lot of fun. I haven't built a computer this small, and I certainly haven't had a function for a computer this small, except, well, blending in. It blends into my setup so well. It's actually smaller than most of the consoles on the console. I think that thing's the TV console. Yeah. Either way, this thing is actually really cool and I really did enjoy it. There is a downside though. You see, I've been playing The Outer Worlds a lot. I personally love The Outer Worlds. I currently cannot play The Outer Worlds on that device. Now, I did hear of a way to essentially use a separate operating system that allows you to stream more heavily, but I personally am more interested in seeing if Windows will eventually create an application that will run natively on the RPie. And the way that they're working with Linux, that's not that far-fetched. Especially because you can already do that with an Xbox. I could probably, I think, stream to the 360. I'm not 100% sure. Can't remember where I put the 360. I had it down there for some reason. I digress though. It's a really cool thing to do, and honestly, for like, I think it's 60 bucks, you can buy a kit that has everything you need to do this. And then it's really as simple as just using the console commands to get the free software onto your computer, onto your Raspberry Pi, and then off you go. Whatever peripherals you choose are your prerogative, but I personally do recommend the Logitech keyboard that I was using. I just figured I'd throw this here at the end. You see, what's really happening here is the Raspberry Pi is not actually processing all that much data. It's actually taking the video signal that's already been processed from the host computer and putting it out to a display. Now, it is doing some legwork, and you would actually see a bit of improvement with your stream quality if you either lower the resolution or use a Raspberry Pi 4. The 3B is not bad, but the 4 actually has access to USB 3.0, which would actually broaden your ability to use different peripherals. Not to mention the 4 has the ability to display out in 1440p and 4K, where the 3B does not natively support those resolutions. So you could see better results by using a newer Raspberry Pi. That all being said, this is actually still a really cool thing to do with the Raspberry Pi. I really did enjoy this project, and I just figured I'd explain a little bit more of it at the end here. So thank you guys again. Wolfie out.